power connection, kindly please raise the issue in chat box. Any question regarding the session can be raised in chat box, which will be addressed at the end of this session. Participants are requested not to share Zoom ID and password. If so, strictly restricted from the group and will not allow for the upcoming classes. Now, we'll be having Dr. Harshavardhan here. I now request Dr. Harshavardhan to start up the session. Please, sir.
வாழ்க வையகம் வாழ்க வையகம் வாழ்க வளமுடன் குரு வாழ்க குருவே துணை. Good morning all of you. A warm welcome to all for this yoga session, and we are seeing few yogas which are very simple for us to practice daily in our day-to-day life, and of course few meditations we saw which we can be able to practice in the clinic itself. In our sitting in our clinic, we can do certain simple yogas which will give you tremendous benefits. In that series, I have taught you few exercise mudras and breathing pranayamas and all. In that series, we are seeing simplified physical exercise, that is simple yogic warming exercises, which will give you warming up to all the physical body, stimulate it, vitalize it, energize the internal organs. The logic behind designing this exercise by Vedatri Maharishi is he want to give to all sect of the people in society, and we should practice from the age of 8 to 80. So it is designed in such a way that it is big, and the principle behind, the logic behind, and the principle behind this exercise is energizing every organ, and thereby we are rejuvenating it. So any organ, when we give prana to that, that organ is energized, because the pranic shakti is the energy which govern and function and repair the internal all the organs. So the sum total of all the panchabhutas and dhadus and the whirling wave which arise out of the ojas, that is in modern they used to call it as life force. So that essence, sum total of the essence is called prana. This prana shakti will govern the body. And what is vayu? Vayu is nothing but the neurotransmitters and the next level of function from the prana. Prana and vayu has difference. The akasha and vayu as reason why we get stula shukma and karana sharira. What we call karana sharira is nothing but the pranic flow and pranic energy flow and all. So when we regulate this prana to everybody by some techniques, by some yukti, that become a rejuvenative exercise. Like if you take amla, it revitalize and rejuvenate the cells like that. Ultimately, what it will produce, glutathiones are released. The glutathiones will be energizing the cells. It gets some chemicals, and that the cells is rejuvenated like that. If we give a prana shakti which is existing in the body, when there is some block and there is energy flow obstruction, then that is called as rejuvenation. So there is a difference between the physical exercise and the yogic practice. In physical exercise, you spend the prana, you expenditure, there is a calorie burning and there is a pranic outlet. But in the yogic exercise, you focus that organ, the very mind is a pranic, the function of a pranic energy. So that itself is a revitalizing. Then we send the breath to that area, and that is been the second part of revitalization. So in that aspect, today we are going to see about the eye exercise. A simple review capture of the eye exercise. I will share some PPT or a single slide just for your remembrance. Then only the logic behind the exercise is being understood. So if you take the eye muscles, we have the superior rectus, inferior rectus muscle. We have a superior oblique and inferior oblique, lateral rectus and medial rectus. These are the muscles which make the movement of the eyeball. So remember inferior and inferior rectus, inferior oblique and superior oblique, all these muscles, when the muscles get contracted and we are seeing yeah, object like a laptop and a computer for a long number of time, then your eyes get strained and one at a point you get watery of eyes. That shows that you have we so we have to give relaxation. In that aspect only Akshitarpana gives a very good results. So Akshitarpana and all giving result means it relaxes the entire muscles and of course the optic nerve till that it is been. But we cannot do Tarpanam daily. We should do some simple eye practices that will relax the eye. That is the concept behind the eye exercise. And now we will go to the demoing of the eye exercise. So the eye exercise, we can, the posture suggested by the Maharishi is to stay in Vajrasana. Vajrasanam eppadi pandrathu? Vajrasanam. So Vajrasanam is nothing but folding the legs and you should sit in between the knee joint, I mean ankle joint. So you should sit comfortably like this. So the first exercise in the eye exercise is the as usual the exercise should be done as slow as possible and with full mindfulness, and you should concentrate on a part in which we do exercise and that part is being energized. So these are the general common rule throughout the entire yogic practice. So every time when we demo the rules, there is no need to serve. If yoga means focusing the mind. Focusing the mind and doing some practices is yoga. So it should be done very slowly, and especially for eye exercise, if you do very slowly only, you will get all the benefit out of it. So you should remember the mathematics symbols like plus, minus, multiplications. Other question. So multiplications, rotation, and then the straight division. These are the mathematical symbols you should remind while practicing the eye exercise to remember it without fail. Even Dr. I think in last class in aftercare, the Dr. Madan has given few eye exercise. Of course, that is the same practice everywhere. Little modifications will be there in the according to the school they follow. In olden classical yogic classes, if you go to that, they will ask you to look up for 5 minutes, then down for 5 minutes, up for 5 minutes, down, then left side, then they will ask you to see the right side, the left, right. Then you put they will ask you to put a cross with the eyes. They will use to put a cross with the eyes like this crossed, and then they ask you to rotate and like that. But what Arabinder designed was, he has to use a pencil and he has to put draw a line like this for activating the, I mean, to giving exercise to the muscles. If you keep a exercise pencil, you get a point of concentration. So, but what Vedatri Maharishi has designed it as, he used to ask this mudra, this hand gesture to do this exercises. So the first exercise starts like this. So you start from here. So you are going to put a straight line. Remember the plus symbol. Though from right to left and left to right, you have to draw a straight line as possible. But the general thumb rule for the eye exercise to activate the inferior oblique and superior oblique, lateral or medial oblique muscle is to, you should not twist or turn the head and neck. If your head and neck is straight, only your eyeballs are moving, then only you are giving exercise to the eyes. So starting from here and coming back to here, one round. So 5 such round is enough. So now if you keep the thumbs on the eyes, then bring. So focus on. So remember the plus symbol now. I put the first exercise like this, then second like this. So this plus symbol. You can remember like that. So you from below to above. So concentrate on the eye muscles. I am using the inferior and superior oblique muscles. So it should be done very, 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 very slowly. I have to cover the exercise, so I'm going little fast, but you have to do like this. If you are wearing any glasses and you have some refractive error, this will get corrected by this itself, because the constrictions of the muscles alone make some major pathological conditions, age-related degenerations to the eye. And if we keep on doing this, many old people says that they are able to see and read without any strain, as they are doing this exercise. That's very simple exercise to stimulate the optic nerve and muscles around the eyes. So the variation what Veda Trimagrichi gave is, so now I am putting the cross symbol of the mathematics symbol. So from you are using the cross. So I'm putting cross. So no need of a pencil, and you can, if you see the thumbs, that will do. So this 5 times, then go like this in opposite direction. So you're putting a cross multiplication symbol. Definitely there will be a variation from schools to school. That is not a point, but which one you feel comfortable with to practice, you can adapt it. I feel that this is better for me, so I am practicing this. So uh, that is the multiplication symbol. The next is cross symbol, I mean circle. So you have to, for the entire circle muscles, you have to put a full this again. Hmm. So put a cross symbol. So put a circle. Now put a circle on the middle. Focus on. So this is the circle. So entire you should keep a straight line for putting this circle. I mean straight plane of the circle. The circle did not be like this. So a complete circle. The head and neck should be straight. The head and neck should not go along with the hands. Only the eyeballs should rotate. So the next is opposite of this. Go along this in the opposite side. So the profit is we are rejuvenating and relaxing the muscles in the eyes, and the optic nerves is being used in all the directions, so that we able to see our vision will not last for long number of years. So this is straight line. You can take it as a dividing line in the mathematics symbol. So bring as much near it as possible. So 5 times. And the sixth exercise is you should rub the both the hands and make your full heat in the hands and then palm. Palming will give you immediate energy and relaxation because eye contains Tejo Buddha. And the Tejo Buddha's prana it should be given to the eyes often if you are using the mobile and computer to enrich the prana. You have prana, but the pranic supply to the eyes will be decreased by seeing the mobile and TV and all continuously. And if you get an eye strain, you can do palming. For any eye disease, you can do palming because the Tejo Buddha is been directly supplied by the palms. Only thing is you should be clean with your hands well before doing the exercise. So 4 to 5 breaths, you listen the breathe plus concentration plus the posture, gesture. We should concentrating and there should be an attitude of kindness, love, gratitude because we are not the body, we are the soul, and the body is given as you as a greatest gift. So we should feel a great love, compassion, and gratitude. If you love your body really, then you don't do any activities, agara vigara, which will harm the body. Instead, you will feel a great gratitude, love, and affection. With that attitude, you have to practice every asanas. So, in simplified Kundalini Yoga, there is no asana which gives you strains and pain. It is designed in such a way that you don't give stress to any single part. So that's a farming about. So these are the 7 steps. So first is this put a plus symbol, then put a multiplication symbol, then put a circle anti-clockwise, then the division thing. So these are the fine and last step is farming. So that's it. And while how to bring down, come out from Vajrasana is give both the hands on the 2 sides, then slowly make your hip on the left side or right side by pressing the palm and then release the legs slowly and come to the normal position. So we have finished the eye exercise. Just watch how much you have energized, how much pain you have in the eyes. It's all sensed, energized, blessed. And then the next part of the exercise is Kapalabhadi. The Kapalabhadi is a cleansing pranayama. The Kapala is the head and body is we are cleansing the head. So forcible exhalation of the air from the lungs out so that we are giving a cleanse to the internal air. So it comes under the Kriya, means purification technique. There are 6 purification techniques in yoga. Like we have Panchakarma, they have the same thing. They do with the water, we do with the medicated. So this is the Panchakarma, and they have the the sixth one is Kapalabhati. That is the only way practice, I mean physical practice. All the other is our Panchakarma. But they use the name and all this the thread they use and water they use to cleanse the internal organs. So the Kapalabhadi is forcible exhalation alone. You need to exhale forcibly, and there is no need to inhale it. It happens automatically. So how to do it? Sit in the Sukhasana, comfortable position, head straight, neck straight. The right hand should be kept on the middle of the thigh, and the left hand you should place the thumb in the left. You should close the thumb. With the help of thumb, you should close the left nostril. With the help of the index finger, you should close the right nostril. So starting with the left. So forcible exhalation. So many variations is there. Every school have their own method. If you have fit to do that, you can do. Whereas in Vedatri school of yoga, we we give you a common practice which will suits all the category of the people. So even especially heart patients and asthmatics, don't do that. You have any discomfort and any problem and in the acute stage, you don't do it. So every others can practice it. Just exhalation and variations are there. Do it along with the Dauti and Naulikya and so many variations are there. But we don't recommend all those things. We for the daily practice. Vadatma Rishi has asked to do this by exhalation, then change the fingers, exhalation. This literally clears the upper respiratory tract and the nadis from the respiratory tract to the brain. Brain. So if you are exposed to the drugs, the dust is being settled down in the upper respiratory tract. So when you want, we don't bother it. We clean the external things and go back. But if you do this, a small mucus will have surrounded the dust what we have in here, and that will be settled in the upper respiratory tract, in the respiratory tract of the trachea. So you do this. This is 10 count is one single round. Give a break, and then do for the second round. Give a break of 10 counts like that, or inhale, or watch the respiratory tract and the lungs. Then you start once again. So very mild pressure. You can go to the any extreme possible, but don't practice all those things. We don't recommend. Only with the help of your guru, well, your proper yoga teacher, or with the proper yoga doctor, or with the proper recommendation. Along with that, him you sit and do, but don't do without that. Okay. Now we see the slides and the benefits of these exercises. Please share the slides. Yeah. So the E1 is the taking the hands from left to right and coming back to the left. That counts one single count. So if you finish a one single round, that is the first exercise. And E1 and E2. The E1 is going from left to right, and then from E2 is going from right to left. The E3 is going from above to below in the straight line. A small arch can become and then coming towards right. So you have no need that you have to put exactly straight. You can give a slight arch. You can give a slight arch while doing this. So that is allowed, but not full arches, not circle. But you have to keep the hand like this, and you have to take like. So while doing this, see the eyeballs alone goes and come out. So that the then the E5 is putting a cross symbol by going like this and going like this. So the E7 is the cross on the opposite side, and E9 is putting the circle in the clockwise. E10 is putting clockwise in the anti-clockwise direction, and the E11 and E11 is putting a straight line. So if you memorize the mathematical symbol like plus, cross, circle, anti-clockwise, and minus. That you can do it. So this is all about the exercise, and of course, palming will help you a lot while we are getting a eye strain or working in the computer and system. Every 1 hour, half an hour, once if you do palming, that gives the energy to the eyes. It releases the fatigue. All external eye muscles and internal eye muscles are massaged, and the defective in eyes are rectified up to some extent, and toning up of muscles is happening. If you start giving practice this exercise from your childhood, they will not get into the vision defects at all. So the eye strains are being cleansed. So regular practice can reduce you from wearing their spectacles and refractive errors. Many people have said that their experiences. So that is the benefit of the eye exercise. And the next is Kapalabhadi. Should be done in eye closed, feel it, and the Mula Bandha has been done, the contraction of anus for a better exhalation, and should not. And during this practice, breath should not be retained or stopped. So you have to do exhalation. The inhalation will happens automatically. So that is the thing, only thing you have to follow. Then while exhalation, the breath forcibly let out. The inhalation could gentle naturally it happens. Our mouth should be closed. You should not inhale through the mouth. If you went, that was not a correct practice. And do very gently. Don't see all the. I mean, see all the videos of the other yogis, but don't practice it. It should be practiced along with the yoga master, and then you can practice. But as a symbol, நம்ம மூக்க கூட சளி சிந்துற மாதிரி சிந்துறோம் இல்லையா, அதே மாதிரி தான் slowly. So this is the thing we have to do in this. This itself is giving the required benefits. So if we want to go to the advanced practices, then it is good and sure, but with the guidance nearby a master. Sinus problems and the dust particles from the respiratory tracts, body becomes energy, and immediately if you do this, the brain get alert, brain get stimulated, the fresh blood to the brain starts. So brain get energized and get energetic. That's about the Kapalabhadi. We see the remaining exercises in the next class. Thank you. Enough for today.
Yeah. Participants can raise your questions in chat box and it will be answered later. Thank you so much, sir. It was a splendid session with you, sir. Really, these are easy to follow. Thank you so much, sir. I hope everyone enjoyed. I think participants are interested in moving to next session. The next session is by Dr. Madan Kumar and Dr. Kalpana Devi. We are going to see about yoga for pregnancy. Now, I request them to start up the session. Please, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning to all. This is Dr. Madan from Bhopal. So I'm an MD Yoga graduate. And today we'll directly go into the topic that is yoga for pregnancy. So pregnancy is one of a beautiful thing in every woman's life. The beautiful memorable period in every woman's life. So thing is, already we know, I mean, you people may know, there are 3 trimesters in the pregnancy. So in yoga, there are multiple practices are there. In that, the very first trimester, yoga, much of the yoga practices are not indicated, except we can say some relaxation techniques or some sort of pranayama. These are all okay. But when comparing to asanas and other major practices, it is highly not indicated during the first trimester. Why? Because the first trimester is a very critical period where chances are more of getting abortion by any reason. Even a small heavy pressure to a small stress also may cause uh, what to say, wrong implantation or wrong fertilization, several things. So the uterus also should be taken care more in the very first trimester. That's so first trimester, as it is a very critical period, they can go for a mild pranayama practice under the guidance of any yogic doctor. Otherwise, they can go for some relaxation techniques, those things. But asanas and other kriya practices and most of the other practices they have to avoid. So when they will start pregnancy yoga or the yoga for their pregnancy is mostly from the second trimester, or else by the month we can say as after fourth month or fifth month if they start well and good. And another thing that yoga, as I said, it is good for pregnancy, so they can start by fourth month or fifth month. No, it is not. It will not start by fourth or fifth month. Even the prenatal yoga is also highly essential. Now, for couples who want to plan or who are going to plan, so for them, for the girl at least, the girl, I mean the woman, she has to start at least 3 to 6 months early before conception. She has to start. Then it will be easy. Why I'm saying like this is that just assume the person directly coming and starting the yoga by the month of 4 or 5 without any knowledge and without any flexibility, think how she will be coping with that. So that's so. Even diet also nowadays we are saying in naturopathy we used to say diet also once pregnancy is planned, they should start a proper healthy diet at least 3 months prior to the prenatal. Then only the health of the woman also will be good. The nutrients will also be there in the body enough to have the baby. So nutrition also plays a major role in having a healthy pregnancy. So likewise, yoga they have to start. So that's all the yoga, your pregnancy yoga will not start by fourth month or fifth month. It will start even before conception, 3 months or 6 months before conception. So from that time onwards, she has to start doing yoga. And after once consumption started, she can take a break for the first trimester by doing just a mild pranayama practice and relaxation techniques. And from fourth month or fifth month, she can start the regular yoga practices. Again, for pregnancy, it should be under guidance. If she is already a yoga teacher, well and good, no problem. She can do by herself. But others, for any other persons, apart from the yoga doctor, they have to go with the guidance. They have to do yoga with the proper guidance. So highly essential. So so yoga, pregnancy yoga, one of the beautiful practice for the pregnant woman to help to increase the flexibility. Why we need flexibility here? Of course, the pelvic floor has to wide up. So it has to wide up and the fetus has to come out. So that much wider it should open. The cervix should open. For that, the pelvic floor muscles has to extend to the maximum. So for that, the flexibility is highly essential. So that's what I'm saying here. So not only flexibility, proper venous return is needed. So to avoid the complication of pregnancy, like varicosities in the legs. So for that also, the yoga helps. And third thing, several other things are that during pregnancy they will be facing constipation. So to avoid constipation, to have a good healthy digestion, they have to avoid those things. And for that, again, yoga will help. And back pain, they will face back pain because of the load, extra load in the front, in the mother's womb. So the muscles over the spinal muscles all will get stretched out in front to have the baby hanging in front. So of course, surely posture they have to maintain, and if not, the baby which is stretching in front automatically will give a extra load at the back, and so back pain also will be there. So they have to avoid that. So for back pain to avoid also yoga helps. So for a painless delivery, not only it is a painless delivery, to avoid the complications of pregnancy, to avoid the other clinical features of pregnancy also, the yoga helps a lot. Beyond all these things, the mother should be in a very good mood throughout her pregnancy. So each and every second of her pregnant life will impact the baby. Surely, damn sure it will impact, whether it is a positive what is it, stress or a negative stress, whatever it is, it will impact the baby. So through the mother, it goes everything like the nutrition, even the mental health also. So for that also, yoga helps. Yoga will positively boost the mind of the pregnant lady. Okay, it will in yoga we will say as a, like a resolution we will take, or internal positive attitude we'll say. So for that another certain practice are there which will make the mother to have a internal positive attitude at each cell level it will act. So yoga nidra is a good practice for that. So those practices and all will help to mold the mother during the pregnant life, to mold the mother, as well as by molding the mother we can mold the baby itself. It is sure, really. Even for example, the mother, the woman is highly fearful in nature. Even for a simple petty issue also, if she is getting fear, for her, if you introduce yoga nidra during the throughout the what to say pregnancy time, so that itself will make the baby fearless. So in that way, you have to take the yoga nidra for that. For that, we should know the patient clearly. This is what the difference makes between the yoga therapist and the yoga doctor. So the yoga doctor know how to counsel the patient, how to take the case history of the patient, what is the condition of the patient, mentally how she is or physically how she is. Everything they will come to know after proper diagnosis. Once they come to know, then they itself or we itself will form the proper yoga therapy protocol. So, okay, this practice is good for her. This practice may not be essential for her. This we can give. So, like that, the differentiation will happen there only. That's why I used to say always practice under the guidance of a yoga doctor. Therapist will know only the practice. Therapist may be expert in practice. They will be flexing their body and do any advanced poses. But handling the patient with a yoga therapy, only a yoga doctor can know. So, this pregnancy yoga particularly practice under the guidance of a yoga doctor, not with a yoga therapist. Okay. So today now we'll go with the yoga practices. I hope you people know Surya Namaskar. So I don't know any sessions they took or not. I don't. But Surya Namaskara we can give Surya Namaskar as sun salutation. Okay. So I was thinking to take it in a natural atmosphere, but may not be possible now. So I'm just taking inside the room itself. So why means the Surya Namaskara, those all practices I will lie down and practice and show. So it will be better ideal inside than outside. So Surya Namaskara, already people might know it is sun salutation. There are nearly more than 22 variations of Surya Namaskara worldwide at present. So I'm saying it is variation, but not it is authentic. Authentic, if you are saying only two are there, but various schools have various practices. Okay, Ashtanga Surya Namaskara, Hatha Surya Namaskara, Hatha Yoga Surya Namaskara, Kundalini Surya Namaskara. Then what more is there? Like in chair itself, they are practicing Surya Namaskara variations. That is there. Okay, and uh, few more are also there. There are several types of Surya Namaskaras are there with the names, with little variations we can say. So the variations are n number. Pregnancy, whether Surya Namaskara they can practice or not. Of course, they can practice and once again under the guidance of a yoga doctor. So how Surya Namaskara a pregnant woman can practice? That's what we are going to see first. Then few asanas, main asanas, which a pregnant woman can do, which I am giving in my clinical practice for the pregnant women from the second trimester till the delivery period. Even they have the EDD between today evening 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. till 4:59 p.m. they can do yoga. Even during delivery also they can do yoga. They are doing yoga. If you any of you have experienced the pregnancy during the normal delivery, they will say maximum to do have a deep inhalation and go for a continuous prolonged exhalation. Pranayama involved, breathing involved. The first breath of the baby comes out. For that, the breathing is the main thing for the woman to have a natural delivery. So breathing is involved. Involuntarily, unconsciously, they will do pranayama. So that's so in my all the classes I used to emphasize the importance of pranayama. Pranayama is highly essential. Pranayama is yoga, but everyone think that pranayama. What is that in the breathing? No, asanas you can flex like this. It is just a physical that anybody can do, but pranayama no, nobody can do perfectly. Just inhaling. This is not mean pranayama. So pranayama is highly essential. So why I am saying the pranayama here is again in all of these practices, breathing is must. That's why I'm saying pranayama. Yeah. So instead of boring much, we'll go directly into the practice. So few practices, few asanas I will say. Before that, first Surya Namaskara will go. So Surya Namaskara, you just see. So the regular Surya Namaskara, what I used to give in my clinical practice, that I will tell. First, I will show you. Then we'll go for the Surya Namaskar, which a pregnant woman can do, or I will give for a pregnant woman, the variation. Okay. So first, we'll see the normal Surya Namaskara. Don't get confused. First, we are going to see the normal Surya Namaskara, then the pregnancy Surya Namaskara, pregnant woman Surya Namaskara. So So the first Surya Namaskara, normal Surya Namaskara variation, which anybody can do, that we are going to see. So this has 12 poses. This is the first pose, and this is the second, and this is the third, and this is the fourth, and this is five, and this is six, this is seven, and again it's a reverse order, eight, and this is nine, and this is 10, and this one is 11 and 12. Hope you people know might be. So these are the 12 poses in Surya Namaskar. So now same we cannot give for a pregnant woman, and they can also not do. Even as I said, prenatally, before conception, 3 months or 6 months early itself, they have to do Surya Namaskar. I said during that time maybe they can practice this type. But after conception, after the second trimester, I mean first trimester, by the end of fourth month or fifth month, they will be having a little bigger womb. They will not be having a flat. So they will be having a little bigger one, bigger abdomen. So with that, if we are saying this variation to do, they may not do. They will feel difficult. So for them, how to change this Surya Namaskar pattern, the variation, and give them administer. That I will show you. No. So for that, the first one is like normal. So in generally, the first Pranayama, we have to go for keeping the legs together and the hands at the Namaskar Mudra. Whereas for the pregnant woman, here we have to modify and tell them to have a little gap so that they can get a stability, because they will be over in weight generally, and this also additional weight will be there, the baby. So they will have to balance. So you need to give some support. So how? They have to give some gap between the legs, and then Namaskar Mudra they have to maintain. So this is the first pose for them. And the second pose is normally in the Surya Namaskara, regular Surya Namaskara, we'll keep the legs together and we have to bend back. We have to look back. In pregnant women, they have to just keep some distance between the legs, and from first pose they have to go for the second pose like this. How much ever it is possible, they can just raise the hand and look back comfortably. So this is the second pose. And third pose is forward bending. So I said keep some gap, and from second pose from here they have to go for third pose. They can take support of their body, bend their legs, and they can go like this. So they can do like this, the third pose. The regular Surya Namaskar third pose is like this. You have to bend forward and do Parvatasana. Whereas in pregnant women, they have to go for second pose from here to third pose like this. So here you can see the womb will be resting in between the thighs, in between the gap, and they will be just can keep the hands down, and they can do with the knees bent. If they are comfortable with the knees straight, they can do, but it will give an unwanted pressure over the abdomen. So little bending in the leg at the knee, and they can go for this. This will give you a comfortable pose, very comfortable. Third one. And from here, she has to go for the fourth pose. In regular Surya Namaskara, the fourth pose is this way. The front leg has to stretch, and the hands parallel to the side of the front leg, and the other leg should be back, and they have to stretch up and look. You can here you can see the abdomen is pressing. This is in the regular Surya Namaskara. Whereas in pregnant Surya Namaskara, they have to practice like this. From third pose, this is the third pose. From here, they can keep the support of the hands down, and they can do like this. So here they have to look up. See my abdomen where it is. So the abdomen is free in between the legs. At the same time, the thighs are stretching. The thighs have to stretch. This thigh has to stretch, and this thigh has to stretch in the opposite way. So it will give you a good stretch at the pelvic floor, at the hip joint particularly. So this is the fourth pose, modified fourth pose of Surya Namaskar in pregnancy. So this is fourth one. And fifth one is generally, that is Parvatasana. This one in regular yoga Surya Namaskar practice. Whereas for a pregnant woman, from this fourth pose, she has to go. Not for that pose, she has to just kneel down and just can keep the position like this. So here also you can see the abdomen. It is in between, not pressing anywhere, getting pressure. So the fourth pose, from the fourth pose, she has to come for this. So this is the fifth pose. Okay. And in sixth pose, it is in yoga, in regular Surya Namaskar, it is Ashtanga Namasana like this. This is the regular sixth pose in Surya Namaskar, where only 8 parts of the body touching on the floor, Ashtanga Namasana. Whereas in pregnancy, after the fifth pose of this, okay, she has to come up and maintain the Marjariasana pose like this, like a cat pose she has to maintain. Okay, this is the sixth pose. So just like a cat, she has to maintain. So here also the abdomen will be hanging in front, no harm, nothing. She will be getting a good stretch at the shoulders and the arms. So this is the sixth pose. And in seventh pose, from in regular Surya Namaskara after Ashtanga Namasana, they will be going like from here, Ashtanga Namasana, they will be going for Bhujangasana. So this is the seventh pose in regular Surya Namaskara. In pregnancy Surya Namaskara, after the cat pose this one, sixth pose, they have to go for the seventh pose instead of Bhujangasana. Like this, they have to go for. They have to slowly sit on the legs and they have to stretch up. So like this, they have to go. Here also the womb will be in front, the thighs will be stretched out, and it will give you a good stretch at the pelvic floor and looking up with raised hands. This is the seventh pose. And the eighth pose, again the reverse, like in Surya Namaskara. Eighth pose from here, they have to go for like this, support and take one leg front and keep stretching. This in reverse, the opposite leg should keep in front. That's it, simple. In fourth pose, this leg I kept in front. In reverse, I'm keeping the left leg in front. So I'm keeping and stretching. This is the eighth pose. And ninth pose, again both legs front and doing like this. And 10th pose is like this. And 11th. So with this, we can complete. So once again, I'm repeating the sequence slowly. So you can see this is the first pose, Pranayama, and second pose, raising the hand and looking up as much as comfortably that she can. And third pose, Padastasana, modified Padastasana, like this. Third pose. And fourth pose, one leg back and look up. This is the fourth pose. And fifth pose is like this. Both the legs she has to take back and just lie down like a Shashankasana, rabbit pose. So this is the fifth pose. And sixth pose is from here she has to stand like a cat. So this is the sixth pose. And seventh pose is just sitting on the leg and looking up with raised hands. This is the seventh pose. And the eighth pose is the reverse, where the leg should be front, one leg, and look up. This is the eighth pose. And ninth pose is both legs front and looking like this. There's the ninth pose, and 10th pose is coming up and bending back. And this is the last pose. Concluding with the Pranayama in the last. So this is the sequence of Surya Namaskara for a pregnant woman. This is what I used to give for a pregnant woman. This I will give at least in the starting. If already she did yoga before, then I will give in the starting itself at least 12 rounds. Like this, 12 rounds I will give. If she is starting only at the fourth month, the yoga at the fourth month or fifth month, very fresh for yoga, very new for yoga, then I will start with 6 rounds, minimum of 6 rounds, gradually increase. So how much rounds I will increase? To the maximum of 12 to 18 rounds only I will increase. Till the last trimester, I will tell them to do slowly as much as they can, for the maximum of 18 rounds, not beyond that. It at times it may take even 20-25 minutes also to complete that 18 rounds for them. In case if they got trained well, they will do fastly, means not like a normal woman, fastly itself for a pregnant woman, and they will complete in a 10 minutes also. So hardly it will take 10 minutes for completing this for them. Once they mastered and their flexibility is well and good, there is no complication then. So this is how the pregnancy Surya Namaskara will be working. So this is one. Next, asanas. What all asanas are good in case of pregnancy? Okay. Mainly, we are going to see today is the main asanas what we are going to do. So there are certain other practices are there. Pranayamas are there. Yoga nidra is there. Relaxation techniques are there. Certain meditation practices are there. Good for. If I'm going on saying all these things, it will not be enough for a hour. So it will take more. So in this session, we are going to see mainly one or two pranayama, which is suitable for good for highly essential for the pregnancy, and few asanas which we are giving specifically for pregnancy. Okay, so this is one. Surya Namaskara, how we are implementing for a pregnant ladies. Okay. Then after this, certain asanas we will be guiding them to do. So what are all those asanas and what are its benefits and why we are giving these specific asanas, that I will say. We will say. Okay. So the first one in the asana is that, as I said, venous rhythm has to be improved. For that, we will administer this asana. This is nothing but Uttanpadasana. So, where normally in Uttanpadasana we have to raise both legs up together. Whereas in pregnant woman, I will not administer with both legs. I will give with one individual leg. That also in variations depends on their flexibility and depends on their comfortness. I will give this. So with each leg, they have to raise like this. They have to lie down in shavasana. Then they have to get their legs together and hands closer to the body. So a pregnant woman will be lying like this. So if she wants, then I will give a small pillow to the head also. Small, thin pillow. If not, no issue. So like this, she has to lie down. Then I will be by standing by the side and I will be assisting also. Don't worry. So first they have to raise the one leg. So up to 30 degree, they have to raise up and maintain for some 10 counts. Initially, when starting, I will do 10 counts and gradually I will move up to maximum of 30 counts. That is half a second, I mean half a minute. I will be making them to maintain. So with the right leg, she raised and 30 degree, she is maintaining for 10 seconds or to maximum 30 seconds. Then I will make that to drop down. The same with the left leg. After 30 level, again 10 to 30 seconds, drop down. Then 60 degree, maintaining for 10 to 30 seconds, drop down. And left leg, the same, vice versa, drop down. The same with the 90 degree. With the knee straight, they have to do 90 degree. So like this. So this way they have to maintain. Again, drop down after 10 to 30 seconds. The same with the left leg also 90 degree, vice versa. Certain women, they may not practice easily this one. They will feel at 60 degree and 90 degree a pressure over here. So for that to avoid, I need the venous rhythm also. At the same time, they should not get burden over here also. When they will feel burden more means in the month of 7, 8 or 9, they will feel more burden over here with this asana. So for them, I will say this type of variation. Okay. So for that, I will tell them to spread the legs little bit and I will tell the person to bend one leg and then raise the other leg. So like this. It will be comfortable. Even for a normal person also, it will be comfortable. Here, the muscle pulling or stretching will not be maybe available, but the venous return, it will help. There will be stagnation because of the tightness over the abdomen, lower abdomen. So, blood stagnation chances are more in the lower body. That we have to make it return properly. So, for that, this asana will help a lot. So, swelling will be avoided, varicosities will be avoided by practicing this. So now with the support of this leg bend, this leg I'm raising. So you can see how comfortable it is. Same thing we have to maintain, repeat with the other leg. All the 30, 60 and 90 degrees. They have to do. So this will help easily. So this is the variation. Okay. For this, we should know the physiology and anatomy of the particular patient, how much flexibility she is having. That's why in the initial talk I said they have to practice under the guidance of a yoga doctor. Okay, so this is one asana. This is the Uttan Padasana with a variation how we will give for a pregnant woman. And the next pose, how we will give is to avoid constipation. We need one pose. I will not give 10 poses for one particular complaint. Only one pose I will give, along with a proper healthy diet counseling. That itself will make miracle. Okay. So don't think that yoga asanas I will give more than 50 poses for the pregnant. No, no, nothing. Just 10 poses is sufficient. That 10 poses she has to do regularly. That is more than sufficient for me to have a painless, healthy delivery for a pregnant woman. So that is what I'm showing also today. So one we had gone for a venous return. So it is not that 30 degree she maintained here, 30 degree and 60, 90 degree for 10 seconds. No, she has to repeat that for at least minimum 3 times. Means 30 degrees she did, then 30 degree, then 60, 60, and 90, 90. This is one round. Like that, she has to repeat again twice by taking intermittent gap. So each asana I will administer 3 times minimum, 3 repetitions. So likewise, second asana, what we are going to do is for avoiding the constipation, it is Ardha Pavan Muktasana. So the regular Ardha Pavan Muktasana is raising one leg up, bending, and going like this. So here you can see, for example, here you can see the pressure will be on the abdomen by the thigh. This is a normal at the pound muktasana. Whereas in a pregnant woman, she cannot go. So for her, again, the variation we need. How? This way. So spreading the legs and then taking by the side, okay, and going like this. Or you can show in this side. So bending and going like this. Here the abdomen is not getting pressed because she is getting at the hip is what to say adducted slightly, and I'm bending and I'm taking the head and trying for touching. If she is feeling giddiness or strain over the neck unwanted, then she cannot. I don't tell her to raise the head up. She can maintain the head down and give a pressure from here with the hands. I will also assist by giving little pressure. So this way she has to go. If she is feeling discomfort even with this also, again the other leg she can take support and go like this. By bending like this, the other leg, and she can go like this. Again, this is from minimum 10 seconds to 30 seconds, repeating with other leg and repeating the same both legs thrice. This will surely help her to avoid constipation, getting constipation, along with a proper healthy diet. She is taking all non-vegetarian and all junk foods during even pregnancy also. And I want to get rid of the constipation also. No way. With this asana, it will not make miracle. So proper diet and this will together will have a good healthy digestion, because the mother's womb is growing, no? So backside the intestines are there. It will go on pressing. So it will not leave a gap for the evacuation of the bowels, the waste matter. It will stagnate. That also will be stagnating over there. Most of the women will get constipation during the pregnancy. That is the reason. Atonicity will be there with the colon. So temporary atonicity. For that, this pose will help to move the bowels. Okay. So this is the second pose. And third pose is to avoid back pain. For a healthy back pain, I mean have a healthy back to avoid the back pain. What is the pose ideally suitable for? Again, I will not give 3 poses or 2 poses. One pose is sufficient, which is very good for them. So for that, this is the pose that is say the bandhasana. I hope all of you know these poses. Instead of even though then I am explaining this with a variation how to do. So this is Sedu Bandhasan, where the legs should be bent. In regular Sedu Bandhasan, we have 2 variations. One is with legs together like this, and we have to raise the hip up or the spine up. Whereas other variation is like keeping the legs gap between, and we have to raise up. In pregnant woman, we will be assisting here, where for a new person, I will keep a pillow over here, a thin pillow or 1 or 2, and I will assist. If she is doing already yoga and practicing very well, then I will not assist much with the pillow, and I will tell her to go up directly. So this is one variation. So here they have to get the legs like this and go for the Sedha Bandhasana, that is a bridge pose, where they have to raise the hip up like this. So assume that a pregnant woman is having a womb here, a bigger tummy. So it will be like this. The tummy will be. So this will give a comfort. If she needs support, I will keep a pillow over here for the support of the back. So this will help for the back pain. In case if she is comfortably doing this, then with the same thing, this pose, I will give a variation for her advancedly. Like from here, I will tell her to raise one leg up like this. I will be supporting the leg with my hand. Again, the same with other leg, I will give this. So this will strengthen the lower back here. So this variation will help for the back pain. The back muscles will be strengthened, so it will hold the baby and she will not get the back pain. So again, this is under the guidance of a yoga doctor. Okay. So this she has to do carefully and perfectly. That is what we need. So for the back pain, I said For the venous return to improve, I said to avoid the stasis of blood in the lower legs to and avoiding the edema in the legs, swelling in the legs. I said one pose. For constipation, I said the next pose is a very healthy pose, one of the beautiful pose for opening the pelvic floor. That is butterfly pose. Nothing but Titali you can say. So this is the butterfly pose where they have to take both the foot and grab like this and take it closer to the perineum. Okay, and the legs should be flat on the ground and they have to move. Here, head and back should be straight. They should not do like this. This is wrong. They will end up with a sure back pain. Okay, even not only pregnant women, even normal person also. The regular pose is keeping the foot closer intact, closer to the perineum, and the knee flat on the ground. Then they have to keep the head and back straight and go for butterfly wing movement like this. Slowly and gradually, they have to move up and down like a butterfly. So this way, if they are doing, it will open the pelvic floor, widen the pelvic floor. For pregnant women, initially we will tell them to practice near to the wall, to the support of the wall. If she is practicing with like this gradually, she will end up with a back pain. So for that to avoid, we will say to have support of the wall and then to practice this like this. You can see. So once she got mastered in this, how many times we will say? Nearly, I will say 50 to 100 up and down movement. So that will stretch the pelvic floor maximum. This is one variation. Once she is mastered with this, okay, then the other variation I will say. Other variation is that other variation is that I will be saying them to go near the wall and do like this. So I will tell them instead of sitting with the back supported on here, I will tell them to go closer to the wall. See, like this. So this will give further stretching. And I will be standing behind here and I will keep my leg over on the back and I will keep a good support so that they will not come back like this. So for that, I will give a good pressure so that they will be standing, I mean, sitting closer to the wall and keep the back and head straight and they will be doing like this. This is the next level of advanced practice. Once she is mastered with this also, then the third and higher variation of Asana is that on the wall she has to do. For that, I will tell her to lie down like this with the support. I will give her support on the back. I will help her. She has to lie down closer to the wall like this with her butts flat on the wall. Can support. I will be supporting her on back and she will be lying like this. Okay. And from here on the wall, keeping the foot intact closer in the wall, she will be doing the same butterfly pose. In three variations, we will be giving for a pregnant woman. So then slowly she can come back and I will give a good support on her back and she can slowly stretch and come back also any side. This is the third variation of butterfly pose. So why we are giving these three variations? You just try today if possible and see for a normal people itself how good stretching it gives. And for a pregnant woman, for a painless delivery, to have the pelvic floor wide maximum out, they have to do this. This will give a good stretch to the pelvic floor muscles. The perineal muscles will wide up maximum. So the baby can come out and the pain, once it is widening maximum, the baby can have a good space to come out. So automatically the pain also will be less with them. I'm not saying nil pain. Pain will be less comparatively. So even without episiotomy, they can do. They can have a normal, healthy, natural pregnancy, natural delivery. Okay. So for a healthy, painless delivery, this pose will help. So this is for that. And another thing, to have a good stretch over the thigh and the back is nothing but the um, cat pose or Marjari asana, we can say. Okay, that I will show you here. So Marjari asana, where she has to come to this pose. Okay, in Surya Namaskar, I said in this pose she has to lie down, and in this pose she has to look up with inhalation, and at the same time the spine should dip down. You can see here I'm giving a good curvature at the spine, and while exhaling she has to bulge the spine outside. That is convexity in the spine, and look down. This is with the exhalation. Now with inhalation, concavity at the spine and look up. Exhale, convexity at the spine and look down. Inhale and go up. Exhale, come back. So this is for what? This is mainly for the spine to have a good stretching. It will give a good massaging stretching to the whole spine. So spinal muscle stretch means automatically the spinal nerves also will be getting energized. So this will help further to improve the spinal nerves function, which is highly essential for the pregnant lady, not only for the pregnant lady, for everyone. In pregnancy, it is highly essential to keep all the functionalities of the organs in the body of the mother. The spinal nerves will supply is needed healthy. So for that to stimulate and rejuvenate, this Marjari asana, the cat pose is essential. So these are the few asanas which I want to share in your class in this class today. Still, there are several asanas are there, like Tadasana is there, Trikonasana is there. One more pose is that there is a chair pose. Okay, Utkatasana is there. So chair pose, Utkatasana, simple, like standing in a chair. So this is a chair pose where they have to stand erect, hands in front, and they have to sit with their spine and head and back straight. So it is not leaning like this. This is wrong. This will end up with a back pain. So they have to sit like this with the head and back straight. For a pregnant woman, if she is feeling more troublesome, I will tell her to catch some bar on the window, and like this they have to catch and they have to sit. Or otherwise, in front of them, I will be standing and I will be catching their palms, and I will also sit and they will also sit along with me. So this is one of the pose which helps to strengthen their knees, gives a good massaging strength, massaging effect, a good strength at the knees and the quadriceps. Why? Means the load is increasing. They will may end up in the knee pain after the pregnancy, post to the pregnancy. Chances are more. Okay, for that to keep a healthy knee, this pose will help. So like that, several other poses, minor poses are there. Okay, all I cannot say in this session. So it is all practical oriented. Okay, so the major things I said, like Surya Namaskara, pregnancy variation Surya Namaskara. Then we saw Uttan Padasana, that is raising legs up to 30, 60, and 90 degrees individually. And third poses, we have done that Ardha Pavan Muktasana, and Ardha Pavan Muktasana we did. Then we did Seda Bandhasana, that is a bridge pose we did, and then we did in sitting Titali Asana, butterfly pose we did, and then we did the last one is that cat pose, Marjari Asana, that we did, and in standing I showed this Utkatasana, chair pose. So these few poses we saw. In prone lying, we don't have any pose. It will not be easy to do. The pressure will be there. So prone lying means several poses are there, like Bhujangasana is there, Sharpasana is there, okay, and Shalabhasana is there. So it is not indicated, prone poses are not indicated during the pregnancy. So I'm not insisted on that. So these are the major poses. This alone she can practice under guidance in more repetitions and more seconds of maintenance. So that will help. So next we'll go for the last but not least, pranayama. So what pranayama we have to go? Of course, simple. There are cooling pranayamas are there, heating pranayamas are there, tranquilizing pranayamas are there. stimulating or invigorating pranayamas are there. Cooling pranayama, Shitlim Shitkari, heating pranayama, Surya Bedana and Kapalabhadi. Okay, and calming down or what is it, tranquilizing type of pranayama, we can have Brahmari and Ujjayi. And invigorating pranayama, once again Kapalabhadi and Bhastrika. So several, and neutralizing or balancing pranayama, universal, effective, Nadi Shuddhi. These types of pranayamas are there. So what we can say for a pregnant woman? Again, simple. Simple is we can go for Nadi Shuddhi pranayama, that is inhaling through left side and exhaling through right, and again inhaling through right and exhaling through left. This we can say. And one more thing we can say is Brahmari pranayama. That will calm down. If she is more stressed out, it will calm down. If she is feeling more heat by chance, that's why I said a doctor will counsel and will consult and will come to know whether how she is feeling. For that, in case if she is feeling more heat in the body, then we can go for cooling type of pranayama to cool down at few days. For few days, we will suggest. But otherwise, generally, for a normal woman, she can go for Nadi Shuddhi pranayama and Brahmari pranayama. The humming bee pranayama, that is Brahmari, and the Nadi Shuddhi, yeah, balancing pranayama. So for that, again, she has to sit calm and quiet on the floor with the support of the wall if she wants. Okay, it is not compulsory. She has to sit in this pose only. She may not be comfortable, so she can practice sit relaxedly like this, or with the legs spreaded like this, and but back and head should be straight. And here she has to go for the Nadi Shuddhi pranayama like this. So it is not compulsory. She has to sit in Vajrasana or she has to sit in Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana. Whichever pose she is comfortable, she can do. At fifth month, she may sit like this. Sixth pose, little bit. Seventh, she may not. It will be 50. So ninth, eighth month and all, she can sit relaxedly, but head and back should be straight. Don't tell her to practice like this. She will end up with the neck pain and back pain. So back and head should be flat on any wall surface or on the chair or with the support of your own leg, and go for Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama relaxedly. How much deep she is able to inhale and how much she is able to exhale, the maximum slowness if she is practicing, maximum benefit she will get. Not only she, everyone. So again, Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, there is no rounds of maintenance here. She has to go for duration, like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes, depends on her. Okay. So along with these practices, we will be suggesting, that is, I will be suggesting a proper healthy diet plan also, which she will be regularly meeting me and getting the ideas. Certain times the diet, what I'm saying, it might not be suitable, it might not be comfortable for her. So she will come and see me. So for that alternative diet I will give. So that alternative diet may or may not work. So based on her body's needs, it will change. Second trimester also, few women will not tolerate with certain diet. They will be getting vomiting with that diet. So we have to need to modify. So modified in the healthy manner, healthy natural diet I will be giving her. So with that and these practices, it will help. Beyond this, one more thing I will tell her for my regular clinical practice, for going for walking. So yoga one or twice morning and evening if she is doing. Along with this, before the yoga or after the yoga, I will tell her to go for 15 to 20 minutes of walking. So this is for the pregnancy. So any doubts in this, you can ask me. So maybe you may have many doubts or may not also if you understand. So just ask me your doubts if you have.
Yeah, sir. Sir, there
Yeah,
are few questions from participants, sir.
yeah, ma'am.
Can we give normal warm-up exercise for pregnant women before doing Surya Namaskaram, sir?
Yeah, normal warm-up exercise we can do. We can go for. But as I said, Surya Namaskara itself is a warm-up exercise only. So if she is doing that, then there is no warm-up exercise or joint movement is necessary. Surya Namaskara, why we are giving, why it is there in Surya, that such practice is there in yoga is that if you practice, if you have experienced the Surya Namaskara perfect variation, then you will come to know from a smaller joint to the major joint, all the joints need to do those 12 poses. And all the muscles will get heated. Okay, certain poses even has the intervention of eye muscles. So even the tiny muscles to the major muscles, all the muscles need to involve to complete those 12 poses. That's why those 12 poses they perfectly planned. Okay, there are several poses, more than 70,000 asanas are there in yoga. But why those 12 poses they kept as a sequence and made as a Surya Namaskar means these 12 poses covers all the joints in the body from smaller to the major and all the muscles it will heat up. So if she is doing Surya Namaskara, then I hope there is no need of any warm up apart from the Surya Namaskara. Okay. So if for my patient who are all doing Surya Namaskar, pregnant woman who are all doing Surya Namaskar, I will not give any specific warm up practices apart from this.
Okay, sir. Can asanas that can be done at Sutika Kala after delivery for vaginal and also C-section delivery?
Asanas that can be done at Sutika Kala actually after delivery. Asanas can be done. Yeah, of course, of course. They have to do, but not immediately. If it is a normal delivery, at least she has to maintain without what to say, episiotomy. Without episiotomy, if it done delivery happen naturally, then she can do that. Mother can do from after the delivery, post to the delivery within 1.5 months or 45 days. After 45 days, we can start the yoga practices gradually. If it is a episiotomy, at least 3 months, and if it is a C-section also, it is 3 months. After 3 months, only we can start yoga practices with them. But of course, postnatal yoga is also there for the proper involution of the uterus, also to strengthen the uterine muscles, also even to reduce the tummy fat post delivery. Also, it is essential to avoid diabetes, hypertension. I mean, hypothyroidism and all. Also, it will be helpful post delivery. I mean, post pregnancy, and for a healthy lactation, also yoga will help in the post pregnancy. Okay, so and again that pregnancy, I mean postnatal pregnancy, it varies with each woman, depends on their form and nature of delivery and the nature of their body composition, everything. I mean the physiology, everything. So of course it is highly essential, like prenatal and during pregnancy. Postnatal yoga is also highly essential.
Sir. Sir, in some pregnant women, there will be discharge over first trimester. Whether that time yoga is advised, sir.
So actually, first trimester, it is first 3 months generally we will say 3 months, and second trimester next 3 months, and third trimester in the last 3 months. That's so in the starting itself I mentioned it should be after not 3 months. After completing fourth month only I will implement. It is not given in any book. It is in my clinical practice. To be on the safer side for both the mother also and for me also, I will start the practice after fourth month. Okay, so this question might be addressed even if there is a discharge. So what type of discharge it is, why it is, that after consulting a OBG doctor, we have to finalize. It might be a normal discharge, why discharge, or any infectious, infection is that, vaginal infection, that has to be rolled out. If it is a, generally no discharges will be there apart from the white discharge. The white discharge also happens means because of the body heat, more body heat during the pregnancy, it will happen in the first trimester. Okay. If it is happening some other discharge, then it might be some complication. So she has to visit a OBG doctor. Then that time I will not give start with yoga because some problem is that that has to be ruled out. If it is not, it is a normal white discharge, then we'll administer tender coconut water or normal soap water, normal water drinking, plenty of water drinking will administer, or buttermilk. These and all we'll say how to take. So the white discharge may stop because of body heat will be started. So that may be subsided by these administration. Then we will start yoga with normally by the fourth month after completing the fourth month. So this is the normal for this condition.
Okay, sir. Sir, major
Okay.
pregnant women suffer from hormonal imbalance like thyroid and gestational diabetic and hypertension. What can we do for that, sir?
That's what. There are still more several factors are there which we cannot say in all together in the 1 hour duration. So Jalandhara Bandha we have to introduce. Okay, Jalandhara Bandha combined with asana certain asana that we have to say. Okay, so even simple Jalandhara Bandha alone will help to prevent thyroid issues in during the pregnancy and gestational diabetes. For that gestational diabetes only I said healthy diet they have to take and healthy these asanas they have to do. Like in bridge pose I said If you do bridge pose and see what are all things are happening. In Uttanasana, I said just leg raising for the Venus return. If the Venus return is proper and if the stress is under control, then automatically hormonal problems will not come in their life. Okay, so it is not that thyroid. I mean, the thyroid is under functioning, or what is it? The pancreas is under functioning. It is that the stress levels and the irregular dietary habits and what to say, lack of physical activity only will create that hormonal imbalance, which may go and affect the thyroid or pancreas. So that if it is maintained properly, surely during pregnancy, none of the women will have hormonal imbalances or hormonal issues. Post pregnancy also they will not have. So this yoga protocol will surely rectify all the things. This is alone will I mean will be effective. What I taught today. And any stretches or yoga over the side of the body, right and left. So there are there, man. Still it is there. Tadasana I will give. Trigonasana with the support of the wall I will give. Like a chair pose I showed. Okay. So Ardha Kati Chakrasana is there. And side bending Chakrasana is there. That is a Kati Chakrasana. So few practices are more there, which I haven't explained today because of time constraint. So yoga for this, we'll do one thing in one more session we have like yoga for women, or already it is completed. I think yoga for women is completed. In that, I think I had explained those all like I mean, side bending chakrasana or kati chakrasana. The previous session, I think, in that the doctor took. I hope the yoga for women. So that will be helpful. That can also be added. And if you want to know more, then you can contact me later anytime. So they what is it? The persons who arrange this session might have my email ID also and contact number. Also, you can contact me later if you want. But in 1 hour session, this is can be explained, not all, because all these are all practical things. When a practical when a woman comes, even what I explained today, the asanas, that will not be suitable for all the pregnant women. I will not give for all the pregnant women who are visiting me, who are consulting me. Few asanas I will not give. Few asanas I will be adding extra. So it is depends with the pregnant woman.
Sir, there is a question for Dr. Harshvardhan.
Yeah, you can continue.
Sir, if eyes are straining while doing exercise of eye, then what we do?
No, it depends upon what kind of strain. If it is due to some conjunctivitis or some other infections, and if you have a diabetic glaucoma like that conditions, we have to treat the condition, and you should not do this exercise. But otherwise, if you are seeing mobile for long number of hours, or computers, or such a stress and strain is there, then you can do all these practices. If there is some pathological conditions and disease condition, then you have to go for the appropriate treatment. But if not, with the strain is because of the over usage of the sense organs, then you can practice this exercise, and that by doing this it will give a relief to the eyes. And the palming is a very good exercise one can practice when there is a strain.
Sir, Purva Karma for Kapalabhati, like does we have to inhale and hold prana for some time before forceful exhalation, sir?
No, it is not like that. Maybe that variation I'm not sure about it, but what I taught doesn't have any purva karma and all. We used to do as such, just exhale and then do the next exhalation on the other nostril. If you are starting with the left, just exhale with the left, then go for the exhalation of the right, then the left, right, keep going on exhalation. The inhalation happens automatically, it's a voluntary action. So this is the practice all about. But only thing you have to do is you should not strain too much. it should be a gentle forcible exhalation that will do, because we give this yoga for all sect of people, so we don't exert any force. But if an individual wish to go for other variations and advanced posture, they should learn from a proper master. So once again, for to straight to the question, there is no inhalation. So only exhalation, and exhale in the left and then to the right, left, right. Inhalation happens automatically, voluntarily. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Participants can raise your questions in chat box. Yeah. Okay. If any doubts, they can raise questions. Later it will be answered, and slides will be produced. Slides will be provided later. And thank you, sir. It was a marvelous session with you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And there is an announcement for participants. The next yoga session is on 26 September by Dr. Harshavardhan, Dr. Madan Kumar, Dr. Kalpana Devi. The next Dravya Guna session is on 25th September, that is tomorrow, by Dr. Ilancherian. Our IAS Kayush is conducting live program on Saturday 26 September on topic duodenal ulcer and gastric ulcer by Dr. S. Karthikeyan. This program will be conducted in Tamil. Yeah, that's it. And thank you all. Hope you all enjoyed this session today. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.